got it properly, is it?
No, it's too big.
No warning, is it?
Huh? I'll have to send you the GIF I made of him, Mike.
The what, sorry?
The GIF I made of him mixing. One photo I made an animated GIF of him, just mixing.
All right,
Up and down, back and forth. And
yeah, I told, wait until Sam comes on. I must have said something on some post somewhere. There must have been a picture of Dave Fryer's book that's been made.
Yeah.
And I must have asked the question about how do you get hold of a copy? And I think it must have been last Monday, I think it must have been. Vicky sent me a message asking if I wanted, if I did want a copy of the book. And I said, yes, please. And I said, where do I get hold of one from? Because I didn't know what it was. And the next thing, there was a knock on the door, and it was Vicky. And she dropped, see if I can, she dropped it off.
Oh, nice.
That's Paul's book, is it?
Yeah. So she said, ask the boys. I didn't want to put it on Messenger because obviously she's going to see the message. So I thought, I'll ask on Sunday. And I just remembered then, I think I just managed to get it in that who wants a copy? Because I thought people are going to say yes, whether they want a copy or not, because Vicky's going to see it. But I said, I think you can take for granted that everybody that is asked will want a copy.
I'm okay because I have the book in email, in e-form.
All right, you got it as a file.
You want to see it?
Me too.
You want to see it? Oh, you got it. You might as well.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Because when I met Paul about 8 ages ago now, and I was saying, "Oh, you haven't got the Silver Surfers in there anywhere?" And he said, "No," and you went, "Off, off." Or where's that effect?
I see that your backdrop is doing the rounds again, Michael.
Well, I thought I'd put you up there to cheer you up, Sam.
Yeah.
But I managed to cut your head off, so it's a double bonus.
That's all right, yeah. Yeah, it came up again on Swansea History Society. But it's great. Well, it's like I sit on the wall. I don't make any comments about it, and various people sort of like, oh yes, he's this, he's that, he's the other. Is he alive,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can confirm that you are not.
Not alive, yeah.
You're just like the rest of us. We've all passed on, Sam. We just here now. That's it.
Yeah, I was talking to Pete Jones. In my day, his nickname was Slim, because he was quite large then. And then he moved on to his nickname was Red. I'm not sure what now. He's of the same time as around as Dave, Chris Hines.
Digger comes.
Digger. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I was trying to ID him about weather and this and the other, and I said about the discs, and I wasn't sure if he was aware of the bench, and he was talking to me, and he said, "Oh yeah," he said, "there's something on the cliff path." I said, "Yeah, that's the one." He said, "On the way to Langland?" "No, on the way to Limestead from Rothersley." So I think he's seen it, but hasn't really pulled in the loop of what it is or whatever. Because it took me a while to get him in on Facebook. I had to contact his wife, because that the guy from Canada who watches us, I'm meeting up with him, I think in about a week or so, and he asked if I could get in touch with Pete and Alan Longlist and that for a meet-up. So I think we're meeting down either Birdies or Gin and Juice on Tuesday.
Either
Either next week or the week after, whatever the date is. losing track. Yeah,
Take a little
maybe.
camera with his Sam and record it all, and we put it on here.
Yeah, so he can watch himself on here in the flesh. Yeah, because what was I gonna you then ask about?
It's strange
Oh
how
yeah,
some people can't do Facebook or Zoom, isn't it?
face is what?
They can't do Zoom or Facebook. Some people, they just, it's not in
It,
their.
it's,
Yeah,
I think it's a mental barrier. They think, oh no, I'm going to mess up my computer. It's the whole thing, you know.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, you can even just switch your computer off and it'll just come back on. You know, you don't have to go through all the rigmarole of.
I can understand that 10 years ago or five
Yeah,
years ago, but these days now it's all pretty much secure, isn't it? You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
in comparison. I mean, you don't get many sort of people trying to, apart from the people sort of take your identity, but that's happened always, hasn't it?
yeah.
You
yeah.
know, they
Like
used to go around graveyards before and take people's names.
it's strange because while I was in between this chat now, I just look back through my little hits and things, and I can see a couple of people or send me friend requests, and they always right, who's this? You look at their common friends. Yeah, well, I know 4 or 5 of those. Okay, but how come are they just like, oh, I've come up and they remember me, I don't remember them. So I sent him always a polite one back, or nudge my grey cells, where have I forgotten you from, blah, blah. But among them came up one from Paul Henry. I thought, come on now, Paul, what's happening here? So you go to search for Paul Henry, yeah, we're already friends, go to the message thing, and a number of times I send him a message via his message thing, but he never kind of seems to respond to it.
No, never. I never had a reply from him.
So, and I think, oh, so I'm saying, oh, somebody else cloned you? Because I've just had a friend request from you. But he did send me one saying, oh, it is me, Sam. Whether he sort of got another identity. But the common one on his Facebook thing is where he's got the parrot on his shoulder, you know, and he's wearing his feathered hat,
Hmm.
you know. But,
Well,
I think
you need to go through. Wow, what's the girl's name?
not in the I forget
Gone
her
from me.
name. No, it's an old style girl's name, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Yeah. Anyway, you need to go through her really to get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her
She's
name?
yeah.
D- 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 d-
It's something like Sharon or
yeah.
what's it now? Oh, it come to me now. Begins with an L. I'm sure it does.
Lydia.
Sarah
No,
begins with an L.
no. I thought maybe I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Linda.
funny thing is with your backdrop there, that one of me actually, which came up as an article from the Pier because they needed a picture, and that's a picture I happen to have. But that is the Langland Bay in the corner
Yeah.
stage there,
Yeah.
and so people were saying, "Oh yeah, remember him in Nuts? It's spelled KNUTZ, and behind a perspex screen." I think no. I never had a perspex screen in Nuts. I think there were some places when there was a DJ console built, and they put
Rita.
the first 18 inches. Rita, was it Rita?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rita. That's it. Yeah,
No
it's
done,
funny.
mate.
Yeah, 2 points. Yeah, but looking at that thing there, you can see my albums in the boxes, just behind your right ear. And I think I recognise the album on there is AC/DC's High Voltage on that picture. Yeah.
One of the guys on that post, Sam, said he lives in Cocket now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, because that's where Kim is. You see, so I
Well,
spend
exactly, yeah, but
I'm half the day there, and half the week there, and half the week down
right.
on my place. But it's funny
Yeah.
because he must see me driving around because she lives in a little cul-de-sac,
That's
so
right, yeah.
nobody has to pass it. Yeah, see that AC/DC one there now, sticking up out of the second box in
Oh,
high voltage, and then Steve Miller is the other one leaning up against. No, over the other side.
Who's the doll at the back, Sam?
Well, the one with the forehead and the turn-ups on the jeans is Bev, Jodie's mum. And the other one, she used to be a barmaid. It was her friend because they both worked in the No Sign Bar down Wine Street. so that's about 1974, I reckon. I come back from Europe. That's right. Funny thing is, when I go out now with my gear, I still use that illuminated sign at the back because it went into storage. And years ago, somebody said, "Oh, can you do a 40th birthday for my wife?" And she wants it to be kind of 70s style. So I dug that sign out, and I've been using it ever since, the Roger Dean one. Not the big one with my logo.
Yeah.
Because those things are all drum hoops. And I used to thread the rope light around them. It always looks a bit naff when you've got a flash photograph. It takes away all the atmos, you know.
Yeah. I suppose that's one blessing that you got, Sam, with progress. You haven't got to lug those real albums around with you.
No, I'm got the albums, but if I do, I still got a console. That's my old one. That's my 3-deck console, which was made for me, built-in power and everything.
Right.
And at the time, the box underneath it used to house 2 Selma treble and bass amps, 50 watts. So when I started, I had stereo, but of course I turned that box then into just a light box. And if you look closely, you can just see it's that hardwood with holes in it. And so I made the holes so when the lights are on, it says Plastic Sam in that box when the lights are on. And that sign underneath, it was Arrow, John Latham, he did that for me, and he did the one, the behind my head. And a guy who used to work in Trevor Lewis, he actually made the signs for me. And I still see him only about socially, you know, and he lives in Pontloo. He used to work for Trevor Lewis Signs, and he used to come up to the Beaufort on a Tuesday night when I played up there.
Mm-hmm. It's strange when you think you're lagging all those sort of LPs and 45s around. You know, speaking.
Oh yeah. Well, if you look at behind my jacket, behind my body, all the singles used to go up in 2 or 3 rows behind you, you know, and then sometimes on the flat. But Roy Shears, he always carried his flat on a table. He always had to have loads of space to lay all his records out. Always flat in suitcases.
But the thing is, you had to know as well on LP which tracks you had, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
so you went. Sort of
they were go-to. Yeah, you knew when each album you pulled out, there were about 2 or 3 tracks you went to on that album. You know, so you rarely played them. Although down the Beaufort, I would break new music there from unknown bands because they had their head on that they were open to listening to something new. It didn't have to be on the radio or you had to dance to it.
We're doing a John Peel bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was speaking to Rob Pendry about it the other week, and he said he got rid of most of his sort of records and things, apart from the few he thought were perhaps collectible.
Yeah, well, I've got an attic full of flipping singles, and I must get round to doing something with them. But you get to the point where they have no value, you know.
No.
But then
most of them don't, do they?
Yeah, the other side of the coin is if you've got an album which is in one good nick by an established artist, also it's handy if they've died, you know. There's a bit of a value. Like I saw somebody who said, they're glad they kept some of their stuff because he's got the Beatles double white, and it's a numbered issue, and it's insured for £2,000, you know.
But so my nephew now, he if he buys an original LP, yeah, he buys Sticky Fingers. Then he bought a copy of it as well.
He bought what? He bought 2 copies. Yeah.
One copy original and one modern reprint sort of thing.
Yeah.
To play.
Yeah, but did he, as his copy, does the sleeve have the zip?
I think so. I don't know. I mean, he was just talking about it.
Because that would have been a point of value there. Because the original ones, the sleeve actually had a zip, and that's what Sticky Fingers zip. That's the Brown Sugar album.
I wouldn't have thought so. Hopefully,
I'm making a break in there.
Ones with a zip.
Yeah. But I mean, it was normal price when it came out. But
I just found it strange. He paid, I think it was 80 quid or something for this.
yeah.
And then he paid another 35 quid for the copy.
Yeah.
Oh, Kip was coming in again.
He's forgotten something. He's forgotten something.
Yeah.
He left his pen on the table.
He wants to know what Biscuit was going to say.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You can't go to bed without knowing.
Yeah. They've all left him. We weren't talking about you, Kip.
I know, I thought we was a bird, so better come back on again.
Very nice.
Yeah, well, we don't know what to say now. Now we're talking about
No,
something.
Yeah, I know.
Vicky has asked, I've asked the question, Vicky's asked, does anybody want a copy of this?
What is it? I can't see it.
Well, we can see it's Dave Fry. Is it a Dave Fry book? What is it? We can't
It's
quite.
the one that Paul Preedy wrote.
Your backdrop is overpowering it.
Yeah. How much is it?
It's free. I've asked if we can make a donation or anything, but apparently some have already got a copy, an electronic copy. But Vicky dropped this off to me last week.
Oh well, I wouldn't mind it.
didn't
I look
wanna-
at it.
I didn't want to put it on Messenger. I said, do you want me to sort of share it around? And she said, no, I'd like you to keep that copy, and if anybody else wants one, let me know.
Well,
I'd like to have a copy. It'd be good.
Does she have a number of copies then?
I'm assuming she has, but I don't know if it's coming out of her pocket. That's the thing that I felt awkward about.
Right.
I think Paul printed out 50 of them, if I remember.
All right. It's a memorial thing, is it? Yeah, great. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I'd like one, and I wouldn't mind sort of.
There you go. All right. Go through the pages quickly for you. See that, right?
Are you flicking the pages here?
Yeah. Just to show you what's in it, that's all.
All right.
There's some nice stories in there, actually.
Oh yeah.
As soon as he goes,
So just tributes to different people, yeah.
my brother. Yeah. And 2 other people. Just 2 other people. Yeah. So I'll see you now then. Yeah. Alright,
On that Bob, was that the Bob
From
was that the
Bilbo.
Bob that comes on from Aussie?
Oh, no, it's off.
Bill.
Lovely.
Oh, Bill is name is right.
DJ. I see. Yeah, because what was there was a Bob, like Bill and Bob, Bilbo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Bill Bailey and Bob, what's his name? I can't remember.
Barry Stuckey.
So that's the book anyway.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, nice one, eh?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't mind sort of if she got a couple. I mean, I'm one. But let's have one we can just like pass around and have a flick through.
Well,
Be nice. I'm still looking to try and find that British surfer. I think it's a blue cover. It was more likely the second or the third one which came out, and it's the one where Cavan, my friend who lives in Canada now, Cavan Stevens, he wrote an article of when we went to Biarritz in '69, and I did have it, and obviously I lent it to someone and haven't had it back since.
Well, we should ask Alex.
I've got copies of them all. Is it 5 of them? I think.
I think so, yeah, something like that.
I've got them up in the loft. But
Have you really, Michael? You're a real collectioner, aren't you?
He's a hoarder.
Yeah, nice one.
Can I have a lend? Can I have a lend off of you, Michael? I look after it. Can I lend it? You see
can-
that? People say, "Can I lend it off you?" No,
No.
you can borrow it off me.
When you can, once I find it.
Yeah, okay. That would make sense, that would. Fantastic.
So in about
One of
20
the
years.
things- I think it's, when we moved back, I think it was in a box and it's in the back of the loft sort of thing. And it was one of those
Wait a
things-
minute. I think the man is about to close. Are you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
just
There we
say-
are. Then. There we are. That's my out. Yeah, he's the barman is just there wrapping up. So I'm gonna go now. I'm being kicked out.
Oh, well.
All right, Sam. Nice one for
But I'm popping down to the tavern now to see Buttonsville. That's Paddy's band. He used to be in the Squirts, you know, and he's had that band going for quite a while now, Buttonsville. So they're in the tap. Okay, doke then. I'll see you next Sunday.
See you later.
Okay, Sam.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Next week,
Have a good
man.
week. Look after
Okay.
yourself.
Leave me in.
So, what else is happening, boys? What am I missing out on?
That was it. That was a talking point. Sam was going over his stuff and his records and stuff. But
Yeah.
the picture of him, where did he say he was, in the Langland Bay? Although I thought
Yeah,
somebody said he was in,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought somebody said Sam said he was down in Rumbles, but anyway, he should know.
Mm.
He was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you con, have you been through those photographs? Have you been through the photographs yet that Rob sent you?
Not all of them. I haven't finished them yet. I've been a bit busy, actually.
I'm only interested in what's with me on them, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. You have to
Was
wait.
I really in France or was it just a dream?
I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to look through them all. So what I'm doing is I'm scanning them all in iRes,
Yeah.
and then I'll go through them all and sort of do a pre-edit on them, you know, just to square them up and everything, and make them about the right sizes for instead of being this size, they're going to be about this size.
Yeah. It's 71. Beer at 71, I think it must have been.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
It would have been 17.
I'll keep an eye out for them.
72.
I'll keep
71
an
or
eye out for them.
72.
I'm not sure. I know there's one of you that you already got, which is the one with us in Langland with the Brummies.
Yeah.
You weren't 17 in 72.
No, I was 18 and 72. As I said, 71 or 72.
Oh,
Because I drove down. So I don't know if I would have been driving down when I was 18. I must have been 18 because I didn't have my Cortina until I was 18.
It didn't come down in 72 because I was there in 72. It was
Yeah, but it was a long summer though.
I reckon, huh?
It was a long summer.
Yeah,
Depends which part of the summer you went down.
Yeah, but I'm sure I would have known about it if you were down there. I'm sure it was 73, Kip. So I was there all summer in 72.
Maybe. I went to college in 74. It could have been.
I reckon it's
what were you
73.
doing then, Kipper? Then were you still
What was I doing then? No, I was working in Wine Street in Ivor Russell and Partners, Quantity Surveyors.
All right. Did they let you go then, or was it just your holidays?
It just normal on. It took 2 weeks off.
All right.
Came back with a mashed up Cortina because Gary Parsons drove it into a lamppost.
He's a habit to do things.
He was so busy looking at the surf, thinking, this is absolutely unbelievable. We're going to go back and get the boards. And didn't see the only lamppost in the car park, but drove straight into it.
That'd be Gary, wouldn't it?
He couldn't write it, could he?
Mm.
He comes back, he says, oh, a bit of a leak in the radiator. Sure, we can sort it out. I thought, no, no, I don't think we can. Anyway, we got it sorted.
Yeah, bloody right. It's like when it crashed. Gary was in the car as well at that time, and his brother Steve egging me on. We were going somewhere. We were absolutely pissed on the fresh water, and we were going back up to the campsite because I wanted to see a girl up there or something, and we didn't know where it was, so we were screaming through all these lanes, right? And I'm saying to myself, I'm going far too fast here, far too fast. But what the fuck? The Renault 20, big one, it was a huge fucking thing. like a tank. And one little bend got a little bit bigger and longer than I thought. And we went straight into the fucking wall, took out all the front left side, and oh well, so we still went looking for these girls anyway. They still worked a little bit. We took it back to the beach and I looked at it in the morning and I think, oh, I don't think I should have driven that. So luckily enough, as there are in surf competitions, a lot of people around who know a lot of things about vans and cars and bricklaying, doing all the sorting out and everything. So we got a couple of guys around to have a look at it, and they came and had a look. I said, "Oh yeah, well you're going to need a water system, or what do you call it?
Radiator.
A radiator system that's going to have to be half sealed or something, or you're going to have to keep putting water in it." So what he did, was the radiator bottle was smashed, so we didn't have that. So we had to get a new radiator bottle, which ended up being like a Domestos bottle or something like that, which they jerry rigged it, and there were a few other things like pulling the wheels out and oh god, and, pulling the bodywork up and everything away from the wheels. So and so I got back to Swansea with it anyway, and then I had to go around all the scrappies getting bits and pieces for it because they were never going to let me come back into France with the way it looked then. It was a mess. So new bonnet, new wing, new front bit, new grille. Well, all second hand, but I had to take them all off. They had 2 Renault 20s up there in Morriston, the place up in Morriston. And so, and he said, right, I'll go and have a look, see what's there. So I went and had a look and learned how to take off all the wings and everything of a car. It was great. And so give it to the garage guy then, and he put it all back together again. And got back to France and drove it for about 6 months afterwards. Went to pick up Johnny Hutton from the airport. And I'd been going up the motorway about 120 before that. Came down the motorway with Johnny Hutton down to Conibear and stopped to get some baguettes in town. And he's sitting in the car, and the next thing you know, the car goes crunk, and the front wheel just falls off. Just fell off, clunk. We were just doing 120 down the motorway, That's kilometers, not miles an hour.
Didn't have bits used to fall off cars before, like when they had subframe things, they just used to go thunk. And the back of the car.
Apparently it was all rusted, and the crash in Wales, on southwest Wales, there was the end of the line, I think. But that was great. I got it back to France anyway, so. And I was pissed off because I just put a load of petrol in it. That it. He couldn't be moved, He couldn't move it after that. They had to come and tow it up.
Yeah, nothing worse than filling your car full of petrol, only to find it's a write-off.
Yeah,
I filled the tank of the old 4x4 we had with petrol, and it wasn't until then I was driving home and it started to splutter. I went, "Oh, I wonder what's wrong with that." And when he just filled it up with petrol, I went, "Oh crap, it's diesel." And it just ruined the fuel pump.
All right.
So I had to take it back to the garage. Well, he got it towed to the garage. There's a fee. Then he emptied all the petrol out because it's no good for anybody apart from the garage owner who used it for something. And then it never really went well after that. And in the end, you had to get rid of it.
I don't know much about cars, but why would a petrol ruin a pump?
Well, the fuel pump on a diesel car is lubricated with a diesel. And petrol is much thinner than the diesel, and it just all the bearings wear out. But a new diesel pump was like mega bucks. It was stupid money.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of a pump sort of mechanism.
I know. You think nothing of it, but diesel pumps, even the newer ones now, even more so, are all run lubricated by the diesel being pumped through it.
I just paid out a fucking shocking amount of shit on my car. Like the electric window winder broke.
Mm.
You know, just wouldn't go up or wouldn't go down. So I went to see the garage guy. I said, can you fix it? Yeah, we'll bring it in tomorrow. I said, oh, right, tidy. We bought it and did it and an estimation on it. And the piece was 200 fucking euros.
Mm.
200, and then by the time, and I said, well, you know, do change the oil and the filters and all that, and have a good look around and everything. Came to 420 euros in the end. Bloody hell.
It's funny. We had an old Merc, and it done. I think Sarah mentioned the other day, it kept it done nearly 300,000 miles.
Yeah.
And at the end, I was told to keep about to put the windows down. You had to open one of the front doors, which was great unless you're going along a motorway. And you opened the door and then pressed the button. The windows went up and down, but that happened, didn't it?
I know. Did you ever saw Muskie? He had a big Mercedes, and he's parked on the ramp down by the pier before the new ramp, and he took his boat out, and he was out a bit longer than he thought. And when he came back again, the tide had come in, and the rear boot of the car, sort of up, well, no, not up to the front door, but touching the front door, and most of the boot was in the water. So he thought, I just have to drive it home, just get out. And he got it started, off he went. He took it home, put it in the garage. He said, but when every time you put the ignition on, the lights would flash on and off, the windows would go up and down, and all sort of things are going off and on, off and on. So he left it there. He put some dehumidifiers in the garage inside and everything else, let it dry out, and put it on eBay and sold it to the first bloke who came along.
Yeah.
You know, but that's I suppose that's my case. It was.
That makes me laugh when you see these people in cats, and it's a little bit deeper than they think, you know, when it's flooding and stuff.
Mm.
And you know, they obviously never driven in the water or anything, and they don't know what happens, or snow, you know. And they got a cat, so they can go anywhere, you know, 4x4, you know, 4x4.
Mm.
So they can go anywhere they want, and they get halfway through the paddle, and it gets up to the door opening, and then it gets a little bit higher, then you see the engine gets flooded, doesn't it, with the exhaust and everything. And then they stop, and they can't understand why it stopped, you know.
That happens when you follow a diesel car, doesn't it?
Yeah. Llandewi corner, which gets flooded.
They find, and you're in a petrol car and you stop.
Yeah. It depends. A lot of the foreign cars got the air intake is at low level because they're designed for European driving, and the air underneath the car is a lot cooler than the air at bonnet level. So a lot of the air intakes are quite low down in the engine compartment. Of course, you go through any water of any sort of, you know, serious depth, it just sucks the water straight in and blows the engine up. You've got to be really careful. I got stuck at Llandewi corner. Well, I didn't get stuck. I came down the hill from Nelston, and lots of cars there. I thought, oh, it looks all right, looks all right. So I went around the corner, and then, oh shit, you could see the water getting deeper and deeper. Once you committed yourself, you can't stop. So it carried on. It was going over the bonnet in the end. I crap myself. You got to drive. It was probably only about 1.5 feet deep, I suppose, not more than that. But at that depth, it's coming over the bonnet, even when you're driving slowly. I drove all the way through. It's quite a long way before you get out of it because it's flat. I thought, this is it. This is the end of the car, you know, end of the world. I just got the other end. I thought, I'm never going to do that again. Absolutely crap myself. The road was littered with cars had gone through.
I lost my number plate there somewhere.
Oh, you see that? You see it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, when people go in, and the plastic bits on the front of bumpers, they just come off when you hit water. You saw these bits of number plates and bits of bumpers there the next day. But,
it wasn't deep. It was only about 6 inches. Cars are going through quite slowly, but I heard a clunk and I thought, no, I must have gone over something. And I noticed my number plate had gone. That's another 100 quid down the drain.
Yeah.
Well,
plus all the rigmarole then of getting a number plate for a car. It's not as easy as just going in and asking for a number plate, is it?
You got to take your documents in with you.
Yeah.
And the car, to be honest, because they want to check the car and the reg.
Yeah,
And
in France, they always want to put the number plate on the car for you. You can't put it on yourself, basically.
unless you buy them off the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can buy these stick-on ones now, can't you? They stick on top of your old ones.
Yeah,
Which I don't think are legal, but
they're not. You can tell. You can see a lot now. For some strange reason, there's a fad to get the yellow and white as the normal colours, but they've got these stick-on numbers on them to make them look a bit different.
Yeah.
Just to look a bit trendy, and they stick the letters a bit further across, and we can tell all the proper number plates have got that little tag on the bottom, compliance with BSI, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and they normally have the manufacturers, don't they? Like Bristol Motors or something.
Yeah, but
or Swansea Motors or whatever it is.
So many of them around now.
Swansea Auto. That was a scrapyard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was Swansea Auto where I got the pieces for my Renault.
Oh, I seen an advert the other day, Con. They were looking for somebody to go on a waltzer. £380 a week.
For what?
£380 a week.
Oh, for pushing a waltzer?
Yeah.
And all the money to pick them off the floor.
Yeah, money in the seat.
5 till 10.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's £10 an hour. If you do 7 days a week.
You'll be all right. You could just stand still there, Con, just spin around.
Yeah, it was a good job, man. I remember we were getting well paid, I think, for the time. Yeah. Getting more than I was getting when I was working in the store anyway, on the Dodger.
It's funny, I wish I had a camera, because I can see you now standing there at a jaunty angle, smiling at me.
Yeah.
Being cool as fuck. Yeah, I work on the waltzers.
A big pair of boots on. I want to say a jacket, like I want to say a corduroy or denim jacket or something like that, but I can't quite see it at the moment, but I just remember you standing at that angle.
Yeah.
Con's claim to fame was he bought that red Hang 10 jacket after working on the waltzers. I never forget that one. They were so bloody expensive, no one else could afford to buy one. But Con managed to get one after working on the waltzers.
Exactly, yeah. Well, yeah.
I had one for a long time, and then I don't know, I had a turquoise one with red Hang 10 things on it for ages. Like that, like toweling inside, didn't it?
Yeah, white towel and
they were like the older jackets, just linen type, thin cotton. They had the Hang 10 jackets were like the forerunner of dry robes, weren't they?
Yeah, that's
right. In a way, yeah.
Less than a minute left, boys. Less than a minute.
Yeah, it went to one day I was painting, and I thought I'll put this on to paint with. Very clever, wasn't it? And that was the end of that.
That was the end of it.
Never a good idea.
No. I always think I may come across it. Right, I'll see you all next week, hopefully.
Yeah, not before.
I hope the weather stays dry, although I'm expecting rain tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a heat wave next week after. So they said.
Yeah. Really?
Believe it when I see it.
I tell you what, I posted up